Hello everyone and welcome back to a real-time strategy and to our latest Total War Warhammer 2 Let's Play. Now it's been a very long time. I've been gone for like a month, which in internet time is like I'm like dead, so I'm back. We're going to get into the game. We'll talk about where I've been and how everything's going, and you guys can let me know if you're enjoying your time off as well, or had like a nice little break. But we're back with Total War, and I'm going to start a new campaign because Karl Franz is now the ruler of the Empire. So we are going to try and become the ruler of the deserts. Now, we haven't done an undead campaign on this channel yet. We've done dwarves, orcs, dark elves, empire. Oh yeah, we're kind of doing pirate undead, aren't we? But we're going to be doing Tomb Kings undead, and they're completely different kettle of fish. We're going to play as Settra. I was thinking of playing as Arkan because Arkan's one of my favourite characters in the old world, but I'm just not a fan of the vampire counts, so we're going to play as Settra, just classic ruler of Nehekara. So here we go. There might be a cutscene, or maybe not. There's a loan screen. That's nice. That's a really cool loan screen. So I'll give you a bit of history about the Tomb Kings as we play. I've done some lore videos on the Tomb Kings if you guys are interested. Just check out my playlist for the lore. I did a very long one on Tomb Kings actually, and their history and how they rise and they fall and the rise and Nagash and Settra himself. But as we play, we're going to talk about the mechanics. We're just going to have a nice chilled out time. Like, this is something to put on in the background while maybe you paint models if you play Warhammer, or maybe play your own game, like if you're sitting in Final Fantasy 15's car for about 12 hours driving from one place to the other. Just have me in the background and just have a chat. Or even like maybe I'm on a TV in your living room. That would be cool. Let me know if that's true, because that would be awesome. It's just interesting how technology can bring those kind of things together. I quite like the Tomb Kings as a faction. They're very different. They're very well implemented, and the designers at Creative Assembly did a very good job of keeping their lore tied to their playstyle.
Your civilization lies in mere ruins of its former glory. Much must be done to restore greatness to your kingdom, and for all to fear your wrath once more. To the north, sire, savage greenskins threaten to raid your lands. They defile your mortuary shrines. Vengeance must be taken. More greenskins and Skaven dwell in the mountains to the east, sire. They pose a potential future threat, while regions further south are already occupied by the Necrarch Brotherhood, sucking dry what life there still is in the desert. But these, great king, are but more distractions to a grander plan. The Black Pyramid stands guarded for now by a sentinel army. Control it and claim its dark secrets, and with it unimaginable power. You are Settra the Imperishable, and all shall obey your rule.
Alright. I feel like Settra's kind of in the ground. That's interesting. So, we're going to read through this. How they play. There are books of Nagash throughout the world. Scattered far and wide throughout the world, the books of Nagash, once collected, will grant you great powers and unique rewards. I'll explain why the books of Nagash are important to the lore. Day of Awakening, Tomb Kings factions can recruit units into their armies without the need to pay for their recruitment or upkeep. Instead, each unit has a limited initial recruitment capacity, which can be increased by constructing additional buildings. So this is the biggest change to many other factions in this game. So your armies are free. It doesn't cost anything to keep them going. It doesn't cost anything to recruit any units, be that the basic skeleton warrior to like the War Sphinx at the end. They're all free, but you have a limit of how many you can field. And in order to get more armies, you have to actually do that through research. So you're limited to how many armies you are, but can field. But then everything after that is free. Tomb King factions must delve into their past secrets to increase the number of armies or heroes they can field, or enlist the aid of mighty heroes from ancient dynasties. Tomb Kings can spend their canopic jars with the mortuary cult, where lich priests combine them with trade, resources to craft magic items, or awaken legions. So basically there's a crafting system with the Tomb Kings as well, which is a very interesting mechanic. We've got to raise some stuff. So let's look at our... But what have we got? Is this a chariot thing? Bone Shaper. I want to get open graves. Let's build those and then get another lot of chariots. So Tomb Kings, well, on the tabletop, back when they were actually an army you could play, they were known for their chariots. Much like ancient Egypt, they had a lot of chariots which destroyed their enemies through just real quick, hard-hitting chariot charges. Let's have a look at our research. So these are our dynasties. So as you can see, the first part of the dynasty is free, but after that we have to pay, either through canopic jars, which we collect through trade or doing certain actions, or our heroes can just generate them themselves, or we have to pay gold. Now, Tomb Kings don't actually have a massive economy, because obviously they don't have army upkeep to pay for. Most of their money saved up is through research and getting the later buildings. So we're not going to end up having like 20-30 grand a turn with the Tomb Kings. The most money we're probably ever going to see at once is like maybe 2,000, 3,000. But that is fine. So each dynasty has a different thing that they can research. So you have to be careful, because it takes 14 turns to research it. And if you need something at one point, you might not need it later. So you kind of have to preempt what you might need. Every single time that you do a dynasty, you get extra lords. But depending on what you want to focus on, you really want to be careful with what you do with dynasties. You can go to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I mean the 6th dynasty is all about Ushabti units, upgrading Ushabti units. 5th dynasty is all about the catapults and upgrading the catapult units. 4th dynasty is for upgrading your elite tier melee units and hero titans, tomb scorpions, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. We're gonna start with skeleton archers. Are really useful in this game. We're going to go with the 2nd dynasty, I think. Income from post-battle construction. Actually, no, we'll go with the 1st dynasty. Now, we're going to have a look at the canopic jars and the mortuary cult. So, this is the crafting system. Just think of it as a crafting system. When you hit certain things... So I could pay 10,000 gold and 800 and I can get a new army. Or I could pay 450 gold and 100 canopic jars to unlock the Regiment of Renown Flock of Jaff. Okay? So Regiments of Renown are locked behind a kind of like crafting paywall for the Tomb Kings. We can also craft unique weapons, armor, enchanted items, talismans, arcane items, and it shows your current resources at the top. So it's a really cool system. So Settra is our leader. Settra the Imperishable. We have Tomb Guard halberds. He starts with the Cambrian War Sphinx, which is really brutal. I think we're going to start by destroying the orcs, which could be dangerous. How many spears do I need? I've got 2 spears. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. That'll do. Alright, let's end the turn. So yeah, this is the first part in the next series. I hope you guys will enjoy it and join me for the ride. I've been gone for a while because obviously I recorded my Karl Franz campaign in bulk, and obviously my Vampire Coast one, and by the time I needed to record another one, I was just really busy that weekend, so I couldn't, so I was going to have a week off. And then I got really ill. Like, I had the flu. Like, when people say they've got a really bad cold, they say they have the flu. They don't. They have a bad cold. When people say they have the flu, it doesn't mean as much anymore, but I had the flu. Like, I was knocked out for a good 5 days. Like, I remember on a Saturday, after being in home and in bed for 3 days, I tried to walk down the street just to the local corner shop, and my god, it was a 5-minute walk and it took me half an hour. Like, I was done, and then the rest of the day I was exhausted, so obviously I couldn't record. And then obviously I didn't want to stretch myself too much because I had a chest infection as well, so I couldn't talk. So I've just kind of been recovering, and then last weekend it was my mum's birthday, so I was out all day Saturday and all day Sunday. Sunday we had a Sunday roast, and I went to go see Captain Marvel, and then by the time I got home Sunday evening, I was like, you know what, I'm going to work tomorrow, I don't want to record, so that was it. But today is Saturday. It's a month later. I hope you guys haven't forgotten, and I hope you guys are actually looking forward to another playthrough. Oh, there's some orcs. Because I am too. It took me a while to figure out which faction I wanted to play as. It was either this, or it was either going to be Tyrion for the High Elves, but I thought these guys were a bit more interesting, so I went with them. Can we build our new units now? Yes. We want all those archers, because trust me, Tomb Kings kind of rely on their archers to do a lot of the damage. If anyone's new to this channel and this is the first Let's Play you're watching of mine, well, welcome. Thank you for clicking on this video. I know there's an obscene amount of videos on YouTube to drudge through and click on, but for some reason you clicked on mine because it tickled your fancy, maybe. I don't know, maybe it was the thumbnail. I'm not one for like clickbaity thumbnails. I hate that about YouTube culture nowadays. And I don't like intros to my videos. I don't like outros. Like, literally, I'm old school. Like, you click on the video, it starts immediately, and it ends when it ends, you know? I don't try and flog anything to you. I don't try and tell you to do stuff that you don't need to do. Just, you know, just come around, just hang out, have a bit of fun with me, and just relax. Can I actually recruit a hero? I have to get my... yeah. One more turn, maybe I'll just build another. Because it's free. Might as well. You know? I mean, it's free. Their army's free, so I might as well just wait and just build up the armies. This is going to be a longer episode, the first one, because obviously it's the first in the campaign, so... So yeah, I hope if you are new, you're going to enjoy yourself. If you're old school, real-time strategy watchers, then thanks for coming back. I appreciate it. And I love reading your comments down below. I love the discussions you guys have as well sometimes. It's really interesting. Because a lot of your guys' passion for the same kind of Total War games as mine really shines through with what you say. So you're a good bunch. You're a good bunch. I will do a... I think that Total War 3 Kingdoms is coming out soon. I literally haven't watched a single trailer for it because I want to go in blind. What's he doing? He's raiding me. We can beat him without those. Now, my computer's been a bit funny recently. When I've been trying to do Total War battles, it's been a bit twitchy. So, if it messes up on this battle, and it's really, like, stuttery, I'm going to have to fiddle around with some graphics settings, which I'll bring you guys along for the ride. I'm not sure why it's doing it all of a sudden. I disabled some mods that I thought it might be doing it to, but I wasn't sure. So, Tomb Kings. They're skeletons with no armor, so they are really, really easy to kill, right? Like, the most armor they have is this... Right, let's just start. Is that little... You see that? Well, obviously the shield. But this little headband, that counts as armor. I don't know why, but it does. Someone bashes them in the head, it's not going to do much to it, but whatever. So, Tomb Kings are very light armor. They are very light damage. They're fodder units, let's be honest. The only good infantry units the Tomb Kings have are Tomb Guard, as you would hope with elite tier infantry. There's Settra himself. He's a bit tall, isn't he? Glowing eyes. Lovely bit of giblets just hanging out of him. Here's our standard infantry. Skeletons, spears, shaking. It must be cold in the desert. We have, obviously, our swordsmen. We have our archers. That guy. Who hired you? Who blindfolded you? You don't have eyes, but does that matter to skeletons? If you blindfold a skeleton, does that do anything? Who knows? We've got our chariots. I'm awful at chariots, so we're going to try and improve my abilities. But they're very good against orcs. I like to disrupt lines. Good at getting around the back and messing them around. Here is our big beast. This is the Cambrian War Sphinx. So the thing that the Tomb Kings do is they build these giant constructs. So imagine the Great Sphinx in Egypt right now. Imagine if the ancient Egyptians could put some spells on it and it will start moving and fighting for you. That's what these things are. So these are made out of like marble and stone. And they move and eat and kill. Look, his tongue's moving. That's a bit creepy, isn't it? This is a monster. This thing tears through infantry. So this is going to be our big hitter. Now, because the orcs that we're fighting, the savage orcs especially, their kind of breed, they specialize in infantry fights. So they are going to tear up our Tomb King infantry. But luckily, Tomb Kings do not suffer from morale. Orcs do. And because they're skeletons, orcs are scared of the undead things trying to kill them. I mean, as you would. You'd be pretty scared of a skeleton trying to fight you. So they've got just a lot of green skins. They've got some ball boys, which my spearmen will be able to handle quite easily. But I thought I'd give you a rundown of the army. So let's put our swordsmen in the center. And we're going to put spearmen on the flanks. I'm going to put the halberds like this. Going to put the halberds on the left-hand side. And then you. Right. Group 1, lock. If you want to know how I did that, just select all the units that you want in a group. Press Control 1. What the lock button does is it keeps them in this formation. So if I clicked around, it would keep it in the formation that I just set them as. But if I unlock it, I can do that to it, right? So that's really handy to know. Settra can go in the center. I'm going to spread my archers out. I'm going to let them come to me. Archers, I'm going to take off skirmish mode, put on toggle guard mode. So guard mode means they won't chase an enemy. So if you do an attack order and right click on them, if they start running out of their range, you see those triangles that just popped up in front of the unit? I'll keep doing it so you can see it flashing. That means that they'll start chasing them, which obviously you don't want to get through half of the battle and then realise that your archers are over here chasing someone to shoot them. So guard mode stops that. Skirmish mode means if anyone gets close to them, they'll start running away automatically. I don't like having skirmish mode on. I like controlling it myself, so I'll keep them off. We'll put chariots on the flanks. We're going to put all of these guys on guard mode as well. And then the War Sphinx can stand in the middle. Now, Settra does have some magic. I have Jaff's Incantation of Cursed Blades, which gives him 20% weapon damage and 20% armor piercing damage. And I've also got the Wrath of Petra, which causes an explosion around him, so if he's getting a bit swamped, he can do that and he can escape. Now on the top of the bar, we've got this thing. It's called the Realm of Souls. Now, the more of our men that die, the more buffs we get. So, when enough of our men die to get the Realm of Souls tier 1, all our units start healing themselves and get regenerate. Tier 2, more regeneration and healing. And then tier 3, we get to summon a unit of Shabti for free, which is a very good anti-infantry and armor-piercing unit. Right. Without further ado, let's fight. So they're coming to me, which is good. I'm going to wrap my chariots around. If you want to know how I did that, normally people can only move in a straight line. I held left shift and then just dragged it with the right click. Here they come. Let's put Settra in the front. Alright, they're coming for the chariots. Let's peel off. Now the good thing about the Savage Orcs is they have no armor, so arrows are going to be really effective. Pause. Get a charge off. Get the chariots to go after them. Now let's get a charge off with our War Sphinx. Settra to go in there. We want to counter charge as much as we can, because we'll get a bonus to our damage if we do. Get those archers to shoot them. Yep, you're going around. Go around like that. Yep. Alright, hang on. Hang on. Slow down. Let's watch this pan out. So those guys have engaged over there. Ooh, that's a lot of flying skeletons. That's not good. Here's the orc. Boom. Smashed into some of our skeletons. Some of those orcs are running away. Getting right into the fight. Settra's going after the Lord. There's our Cambrian War Sphinx. Just mushing into them. Chariots are coming. Chase them down. Let's follow these guys. The orcs are going to intercept, I think. Yep, they did. But that's alright. We'll watch these guys instead. Bonk. Those orcs are running away, that's fine. Settra's fighting the Orc Lord. Pop! Cool. The War Sphinx has got in. Let's hunt them down with our chariots. Get the chariots to clean up. Those Savage Orcs are doing a number. But let's watch this charge. Here he comes. I love it so much. Oh. They base it off the movements of a cat. Oh, look at him run. He's like, nope. No. I'm gonna get you. Oh, Settra's pissed. I wonder if I can hunt him down. Now, if you can, you want to get as many enemy units dead as possible when you finish a fight. Because all the guys that run away are obviously going to appear back on the campaign map as a unit. So the more that you kill, the less will appear back on the map when you get back into the campaign map. But that's fine. We're not going to need it. $96 those chariots did. That's pretty good. Again, like I said, orcs do a very good job against skeleton warriors because they're pretty much the perfect match for them. So you just have to kind of overwhelm them and hope that their morale gives up before your shields do. Oh, I'm getting pins and needles on my leg. Oh! Oh! His name was Icky Ironjaw. That's terrifying. Icky? Oi, lads. Icky's got an idea. Let's fight the dead things. Yeah, right. Good job. Well done, Icky. Settra put up a good fight. I'm going to make Settra a buffing lord. Because I think of him as like this celebrity hero to the Tomb Kings. So if they see him on the battlefield, they'll feel like invigorated. I never thought Settra was much of a melee lord compared to others. Let's harvest organs and get some canopic jars. He's got the crown of command now as well. Right. So saying that, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give our swordsman some more armor. And he's got the crown of command, so that's cool. What does he get? Burned. Leadership aura size plus 100%, casualty replenishment plus 10 for Tomb King, Tomb Guard, and Skeleton Chariots. And income from raiding. Oh, wow. Okay. So, obviously we can't build another army until our research is done, but we can end the turn, and we're going to hunt those orcs down. So you just have to be careful with the Tomb Kings at the beginning, that you don't overextend, because you won't have any armies to protect your borders. You'll be limited to one army until at least 14 turns into the game. So just be wary of that. And also be wary of your enemies, because if you fight a huge army like orcs, your infantry is going to have a really hard time, especially early tier infantry. They're going to have a really hard time fighting them off, because orcs are built with strength and to kill infantry that has no armor, and Tomb Kings have no armor, so they'll win every time. Oh, a choice of servants. A tomb prince, a necrotect, and a lich priest enter your throne room. That sounds like a joke. And offer themselves in your service. So we can get ourselves a tomb prince, which is basically a melee lord, and he can go and assassinate people and things. We can get ourselves a necrotect. Now, necrotect buffs all your necro units, so like Necro Sphinx and Cambrian War Sphinx, that kind of thing. We're not going to get a necrotect because it's not worth it early game. Lich priest is obviously your mage, and we can get separate gift. I'm going to get a lich priest, and we're going to stick him in Settra's army. Kabash! What a name! That is amazing. I love that name. Kabash. Wow. That's cool. Alright. Let's get another unit of spears. We can't get anything until we get some more growth. We're just gonna get rid of these. Actually, let's merge. Because they're free, so there's no loss in getting rid of units when it's just cheaper to resurrect some new ones. So that's an early tip for you. So we're going to go to... We're not going to get Agro Midgol. We're going to get Gulgazan first. But we're going to do that on the next episode. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode. I hope you found it informative and just, you know, just nice, chilled, relaxed, not yelling in your ear kind of thing. I hope you join me for the next one, and if you're interested in any other of my videos, just go check them out. They're just on my playlists on my channel. I hope you have a good time. I hope you have a good day, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.